I caught my fiance cheating with my father.
Oh, daddy?
No! So me, 27 male, fiance, 26 female, call her L. My father, 52 male. So those are the characters, 27, 26, and 52. And we're going to call L Lauren for ease of remembering. And we'll call, sorry.
Hey, you know what? The same name popped in my head. It's the first L name I think of. I can't even lie.
And father, we'll call him Brad, and mother, 50F, we'll call her Rachel.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say Rachel.
Like many who have had something like this happen, I never thought something like this would happen to me.
Can't blame you.
But here we are. By the way, this comes from Throwaway 556 UMP. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime subreddit. So I've never used Reddit, but I've seen stories from here on TikTok. So I thought I'd give this a shot for any advice you all could give me. From listening to some other stories, you all like backstory, so I'm going to be clear and precise as I can be, but it's only been a week, so if I start to lose it during telling of the story, I am sorry. Lauren and I met in her freshman year of college. We were both dorming in the same building where we eventually met. We later found out we lived 2 towns away from each other, so whenever we went home, I let her drive with me. Ooh, a little
Short trip to
lovely
Bonetown.
drive. Yeah, exactly. Good
Short trip.
You could go right in the back seat.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Or less.
Or less. I
Or
mean,
2
2 seconds,
15
just to
seconds.
go back there. It only added like 20 minutes, so it was no big deal. And that's, 19 minutes of boning, 1 minute of drive
Exactly.
time.
To be precise.
After multiple trips and hanging out at school, we started to date. Nice. I have a close-knit family, as did she, so we told our families right away. I had met hers plenty of times when dropping her off. But it was nothing more than an introduction and exchanging pleasantries, so nothing's happened yet. Both of our families accepted each other with open arms, and our relationship grew. I was a year ahead of her, so when I graduated, I went home where I was offered a good job with great pay. I visited her at school whenever I got the chance, and whenever she came home, we would make time for each other. Okay, so it's like a cute little relationship. After she graduated, she moved in with me as both of our jobs were in the city near where we grew up. Like me, she was offered a position at the company she works at now with great pay.
Just keeps getting better.
Nothing could go wrong here,
Nothing.
John. Nothing.
Perfect.
After living together for about 3 years, I proposed,
Whoa.
and we have been planning our wedding since. Now on to the part you are all reading for. Looking back, there was plenty of things I overlooked. I just wrote off thinking my father was trying to welcome my ex into our family. He's just being extra friendly.
Heard of open arms, but open
Loins.
pants? That's too much of an
That's
open policy.
too much. That's too much.
Too open. Let's
Yeah.
close it down a bit.
You don't want to have to compete with your dad.
Golly,
Yeah.
I hope not.
Yeah. God. Oh, things like my father calling her all the time. And if I was around, they would just tell me they were talking about some upcoming family party or something along those lines. Oh, that's not what you want to call an order. One time, Lauren was in the shower. And her phone rang. I saw it was my dad. So I answered when he realized it was me. He sounded both upset and surprised that I picked up. Then I asked, "What's up?" And he responded that he wanted to talk to Lauren about my mother's birthday that was in a week. And after a minute, we ended the call. Even typing this out now, I feel like an idiot for not seeing it sooner.
Also, the name choice for fiance is negatively compounding very quickly for me. Put in the comments if you know. You know.
Oh, man. Oh. On the day I found out, it was like any other day. Lauren had Thursdays off, so she made breakfast for both of us. When I set out for work, she gave me a kiss and told me to have a great day. During my drive to work, I realized I had forgotten some paperwork. Oh, no. That I would need for a meeting I had at 3 p.m. I shrugged it off and told myself I would go home at lunch to get it. Lauren texted me throughout the day, talking about all the casual stuff a couple talks about, like, what do you want to do for dinner? I did the laundry. Do you want me to hang it up for you? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I didn't think it was necessary to tell her I was coming home for lunch, so when it came around, I just left work and went home. Put I see you in the chat if you know where this is going.
She's going to be eating something, but it ain't lunch.
That extra protein.
Extra salami.
Oh, no.
I just left work and went home. When I got home, I noticed a car that looked like my father's in our parking lot, but I didn't think anything of it and just parked and went into our building. When I opened the door, I was met with a scene out of a movie where a man comes home early and catches his spouse cheating. Such a cliche. There was a trail of clothes.
Not a trail.
I mean, that's how you know the foreplay was good, you know?
Oh,
a little trail, one piece near the door, one piece in the living room. Daddy knows how to take his time. He's got the experience.
God.
There was a trail of clothes, both his and hers, leading to my bedroom, and the sound of faint moans, at least they were faint, echoed through my apartment. I stood at the door in utter shock. My brain was a mix of rage, sadness, and disgust. But if you were a fly on my wall, which I would never want to be, you would see what looked like a statue. I just couldn't move. When I finally snapped, not knowing how much time had passed, I took out my phone to record. I picked up all the clothes that were on the floor. Why? And threw them into the hall of the building. After I filmed the walk to my bedroom, the door was open. I stood in the doorway filming for about a minute.
Dude.
What? A minute?
I mean,
a minute?
That's so long. Like think about that.
That would feel like an eternity.
Larry, so I'm here with the phone. It goes, like I'm still there. We're only 10 seconds in.
Oh my God.
That was
We're 10 seconds in.
10 seconds right now.
I can't
That's
take
10 seconds.
I can't take
Six
six
times
times
that.
longer than that. I cannot take six. Dude, OP, why are you doing this to yourself? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like why?
Maybe the most I could give you is like
You want to be sure.
Yeah, you go and you immediately turn the lights on and then boom, they're there. It's obvious.
Yeah.
And I'm literally like, I'm talking like phone in the door. My head is like out the door.
Anna Marie says maybe he low-key liked it. Gross, Anna Marie. Gross. It's one thing to be a cuck, but it's another thing to be a familial daddy cuck.
Again, the name is compounding very negatively for me.
So yeah, I stood in the door filming for a minute, then flipped on the lights. They both jumped at the sudden light and looked at me. And to my utter shock, it was my father in bed with her. After the initial stun, my father noticed I was recording and started to panic, trying to find anything to cover himself and telling me to stop recording. He found a towel and wrapped it around himself and started to walk towards me. I told him, if you don't want to get hurt, stop coming to me.
Oh, that's what they were saying.
Oh, yeah, don't
Why
come
me?
to me. Come to her.
God. Dude.
Poor choice of words with the stop coming to me.
Dude, OP's sus, but like, this is bad. This is
I
just
don't like
bad.
this.
This is just awful. This is just horrendous.
He either didn't care or didn't hear me and reached for my phone. I hit him square in the jaw. Yikes. His head bounced off the door and he slumped to the ground.
Yo, hope he's throwing some hands.
Lauren shrieked. I aimed the camera at Lauren and said, concerned about your F buddy, but nothing to say to your fiancé? My father woke up about after a minute nap, and I told them I just needed to come pick something up from work, so I'm heading back now. If either of you pieces of crap are here, when I get back, I'll send this video to everyone you know. I ended the video, looked at my dad, who was still coming to, and said, you are unalive to me. You're no longer my father, but you might want to go home and talk to mom because I'll be talking to her very soon. He sat in the car for a while until one of the bosses at work called to ask where I was. I told her I was on my way back right now. When I got to her office to hand her the paperwork, I must have looked awful because she started asking what was wrong with me. I told her it was nothing and I'd be okay, when it was the most amount of thing.
I think, hey, buddy, you can have a little time off. Riley.
How do you tell that to your boss though? Like,
Wait, what?
Riley, if that happened to you, what would you tell us?
What would you say to us?
What would you say it on the show?
What do I say to the show?
No. What would you say to us? Like, you're like, hey guys, I gotta take a break because
My dad's boning my girl, dude. God, I don't even know where to start.
Right?
At first I'd probably be like, guys, I have a family emergency.
Yeah.
Because the dad's involved.
Emphasis on family.
Family, and then take a day, take a beat, and then come back and be like, all right, here's the tea.
Yeah.
At first, I'd probably be too embarrassed to say.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like, yeah.
embarrassment. That's rough.
Yeah.
That is rough.
I see where he says there. What would you say, John?
Dude. This one's a little too close to home. This one's hitting a little too close to home. With all the names.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was like, huh?
Lauren is my sister's name.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's like family emergency red alert. I'm gonna have to tell you later because that is just
diabolical.
I would be lost for words in that moment of like what to tell anyone.
We all know what's gonna happen to Sam's dad though. He's gone. Your mom finds out?
Dead. I don't know what my mom would do.
Put it
my
in
mom
the
would,
newspaper.
my dad would never though. He's too in love with my mom.
Yeah, man.
True.
Heart of gold that man has.
I told her it was nothing and I'd be okay. I could see her scanning me up and down. Maybe consolation prize here. And she noticed some blood on my collar.
Ooh.
She stood up, rushed to me and said, "You're bleeding." I looked down and says, "It was my father's."
Okay. I don't know why that's a bar and it's bad that it is, but it is for some reason.
Maybe you and the boss got a little something. She looked confused. So I pulled out my phone and showed her the Stop it!
Stop it.
Stop it.
It's too much. I get that you're mad, but this is not the thing to do. I get you've been wrong, but this is not the thing to do.
Bro, who does that? I pulled out the phone and showed her the video. OKOP.
Wait, this is a plot. Ming Ming says this is a plot in a Cornhub video. Sounds
I
like
mean,
it.
Oh,
I can imagine.
oh
She watched it in its entirety.
dude.
She was introduced to Lauren a few times, but never my father. She sat there silent for a moment until I finally clicked that my fiance was cheating on me. But not only was she cheating, it was with my father. She asked if there was something she could do. Is there anything I could do?
Oh no. Oh no. That would be, I mean, honestly, Hail Mary conspiracy theory, that would be pretty crazy.
Again, consolation prize.
Ends up getting with the boss.
Ozzy Girl on Shot says, "You don't show your boss." Harriet Spaghetti says, "OP is in shock, guys." Okay, sure, yeah. I guess. But who freaking does? I mean, only someone that is like so deeply, yeah, I guess, yeah, they're traumatized. OP is traumatized.
For sure. And
so
you
it's
know,
probably making decisions that no one in their right mind would make.
and you know what? To be honest, the three of us haven't been in this situation.
That's true.
Right? Okay.
Riley?
Good.
Okay.
Just double checking.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe, but dude, what if the boss ends up getting with OP just to then
Get with
to
his
the
dad.
Why did she watch the whole video?
Yeah,
And
dude.
she's like, clearly, this is the
ooh.
path to get you to your dad.
Not
Oh,
the daddy kink, says
Dude,
Ali.
this story is making Sam sick, guys.
Oh,
Me
no.
too, to be honest.
She asked if there was anything she could do, suggesting I take some time off, but I told her I can't go back there right now. I just need a minute, and I'll be fine for the meeting. I have another shirt in my office. The meeting went over fine. I put on a smile for everyone like nothing had happened. My boss came up to me after the meeting and asked how I could do that, but I just said, I don't know. I feel like OP's acting all cool and mysterious.
Yeah.
And went to my office. I then came home and I was alone for the first time in a very long time. Thank you for reading. I'm sorry I carried on so much, but it was therapeutic getting everything down. I just don't know what to do. I definitely need to get the heck out of this apartment. I just can't live here anymore, and there's no possible way I'm sleeping in that bed. I know not only do I have to go get checked for STDs, but I think I broke something in my hand, and there are some comments and some updates. But what should OP do? Should OP get out of the apartment? Should OP kick the fiance out? You know, do we? All right, here's a difficult question.
Mm-hmm.
Do we end the engagement?
You know what? I'm going to just go real crazy here. I'm just really just going to throw an insane idea out there.
Yeah. Hit me with it.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Also,
man.
I just have to say,
Yeah,
Opie's
say
going to
it.
have to get this test because imagine if it comes back positive from his own father. I know a lot of things are passed down father to son, but that should never be one of them.
I mean, and daddy's got Riz, so he might have stacked some STDs like Pokemon cards, you know. He got him up his wazoo.
I mean, he's getting with a woman half his age and who's engaged to his son. I mean,
Yeah,
bro's
dude.
Riz is literally astronomical. Oh,
So-
Riz Aldrin. Golly.
Geriatric Riz.
Geriatric Riz. I don't have that.
Oh, But we got some comments. So glad you found out before the wedding. 2, yep, dodge an even worse situation. And OP does not need to feel stupid. There's no reason anyone should have been suspicious of their fiance and father. Shaking my head, so screwed up. I'd be surprised if anyone suspected that over phone calls. They're 2 messed up individuals. Cut them both out of your life for good. Don't even give them the chance to explain or apologize. It would just ease their conscience not to help you. And tell your mother ASAP before he starts spreading lies or stealing marital assets knowing he's screwed. Yeah, I think like if he believes he's caught and his life is going to implode, he might do everything in his power to like get ahead of it. And so he might try to screw over the mom. But yeah, I guess like tell her as soon as possible because you already know the truth, you know?
Yeah, and like just reading into how he was reacting, I mean, I guess that's how anyone would react if they're caught in that situation, but it's like he seemed pretty desperate. He does not want that to get out.
Yeah. Dude.
Which makes sense.
So comment 3, OP, sorry you're here. Tell your mother she needs to know about your piece of S dad. After your mom punts him out, you could stay there until you find a new place. Tell your ex's fiance they should know what they raised. My fiance will make crap up on why you broke off the engagement because of how crappy it was and is. You certainly won't know. She's free to tell them anything she wants. Talk to the landlord about moving to a different apartment or breaking the lease or letting your ex take the apartment. Update when you can. Oh, sharing gene pools and pool toys.
We don't like that.
Oh, God.
Guys.
Kimberly, fine.
Kimberly, we don't like that. We don't like that.
That is hilarious.
And there is an update.
Oh.
Hello, everyone. I didn't expect to come back to Reddit and have this much support. I didn't really plan to update at all. I just wanted to put what had happened out there and hopefully get some advice. After I wrote down all that happened, I closed my computer and kind of fell into a depression. Yeah, after I posted.
Finally.
It hit me like a train. Big old yikes. To the ones who think it's fake, I wish I was this creative. I'd write books instead of working a 9 to 5. Ugh. I'll try to reply more on this post. I just logged back. And it was honestly too much to try and reply to every comment. Just know I read through most of them and I truly appreciate everyone's inputs, both negative and positive. So the day after I posted, I tried to get into contact with my mother, but none of my calls were connecting.
What is happening?
Uh-oh. Oh, did the father block OP on the mom's phone?
Dude, yeah.
Cut the whole family line.
Whoa.
Disable everyone's number. Forget blocking. I'm the head of the family on the family plan. No more family plan. No more phones.
I wanted to see if she would get lunch with me and I'd tell her everything. After about a dozen tries, put ICU in the chat if you see where it's going, I decided to get into my car and go to my mother's house. She didn't know what happened as soon as possible, even if talking about it was going to make it hurt all over again. During the drive, I thought about what I would say and how I would say it, that it made me start to panic. I had to pull over twice to throw up. It's not every day you have to tell your mom that her husband is screwing your fiance.
Yeah.
I pulled into the driveway and sat in my car for a moment to calm down and gather my thoughts. I was in my car for a few moments when my mother threw her front door open. So I stepped out of the car. She started cursing at me, saying, how dare I come to her home after I hit my father for trying to break up a fight between Lauren and I.
Mama,
oh my God.
You got
She
some wrong
called me
information.
every name in the book and called me an abuser. She told me I needed to leave since Lauren isn't ready to forgive me yet, and that if she's smart, she hopefully never will. Yes, apparently my father took Lauren to my family's home and told my mom that Lauren and I argued, and when my father tried to stop it, I hit him. That is so low.
Bro, and you know you're going to get caught. Like, he has the video. What are you doing?
But maybe if she gets him mad enough, if the father gets the mother mad enough,
Right.
she won't even listen. She won't even listen to reason. And so potentially they could get away with it.
That is the only shot they have. If they want to continue and be like, all right, let's be lying, disgusting scumbags, but you know we don't want to get caught or face the repercussions. That's all they can do.
It's on it. Yeah, it's like, you know, it could potentially work, but not for that long. She continued for a while until I finally snapped and said, really, Mom? Because your husband is effing my fiance. That's why I hit him. And if you can't take my word for it, I have a video. I'll send it to you. But because my own mother can't talk to me like this, don't expect to see me again. I don't want to hear your apology when you finally figure out that you're just as crappy of a mom as my piece of crap father.
She's being fed lies.
She's being fed lies. Yeah. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
Her face dropped. She looked like what I must have looked like when I first walked into my apartment and caught them. I pulled out my phone and sent her the video. My mom took hers out, turned it on. She pulled up the video and watched up until the part where I turned the lights. She then put her phone down.
Thank you. That's what a sane person does.
She looked up at me, but I turned and went into my car. I backed out of the driveway. I looked at her before I took off, and she was in tears. My heart felt for her, but too much was said during that fight for me to pull back in and forgive her. I don't know, man.
Yeah, dude, she's
disagree.
angry.
Actual Drop Bear says, give her a chance to understand. Heidi says he's mad. Yeah, I think that's also fair. Like, he's mad.
Yeah. Again, back to like, this is just an insane scenario that he's just like a psychotic break, right? Whatever they call it.
Exactly. Yeah. He's not in his right mind. When I got home, I started clearing everything out of my apartment that had to do with Lauren or my family. I boxed all of Lauren's things, put them next to the front door. Legally, this has been her place of residence, so I can't technically punt her out, which is true, like if she's on the lease. Her name is not on the lease.
Oh.
But it's her place of residence, so I think it's still she might have some
the laws be protecting her.
Also, she's the type of person who shies away from conflict, and if she returns other than to pick her things up, there will be plenty of conflict.
Oh, yeah.
Anything that had to do with my parents, I boxed up and put in storage. Like I said in my first post, we were a very close family. I mean, it seems like it.
I literally, oh God, I forgot about that.
Seems like it.
Honestly, she is a close family too. Do we go a little tit for tat? Emphasis on not the tat.
What you mean? Because OP's dad slept with his fiance, OP sleeps with his wife. I don't know if that would work how you want it to work.
No. No. With Lauren's mom.
Oh, with Lauren's mom.
Okay.
You've heard of her fighting fire with fire? How about fighting fire with a volcano? With a nuclear reactor?
All right.
I like this.
I don't know if I like this, but in theory, I think it's fun.
It's insane. Don't do it. Don't do it, OP. He actually would.
Like I said in my first post, we were a very close family, but I've never had a problem cutting toxic people out of my life. I texted Lauren's parents and told them I was calling off the engagement and told them she's been cheating on me. I thanked them for everything they've done for me. Our relationship was still building, but they were kind and supportive of me, so this just added more hurt to the mix. I finished by asking if they would come pick up all of their belongings. I haven't gotten a response from them yet, but I'm hoping they come to grab her things so Lauren doesn't have a reason to come back. And there is an update in some comments. But yeah, what do we think about this plan? Just telling everyone and like divorcing or annulling or I guess ending the engagement. Yeah, pre-divorce, doing a little pre-divorce action, cutting off the dad for sure. Yeah. I don't know about cutting off the mom.
Yeah, again, I think it's we run into this scenario many times where it's like it might end up doing more harm to you just being involved in kind of like dragging on the conflict than it does just kind of telling the necessary people. Obviously, you had to tell your mom. I think the parents make sense. I do like the message he sent to his would-be in-laws, like, hey, thanks for being kind people. I know this is on you. Can you come pick up the stuff? Outside of that, I feel like you kind of got to cut your losses and move on. And I feel like that will be, OP will get better the fastest that way.
I agree. But man, this is, just send everyone a Google Drive link of the vid.
Ming.
I think that might count as revenge corn.
Yeah, again, like, I just think there's just potential blowback that in the end would just add more pain, stress to OP's life.
Yeah.
So why?
But comment 1, I figured he lied when your mother wasn't answering. She must have said some stupid crap for you to leave like that. The balls on your dad to bring Lauren to your mother. Well, someone would get a little in my social circle. Not saying me. Wishing you the best. And OP replied, I'd send the video to her parents if she tries to lie about it. And OP also replied, if I hear rumor or lies around town, I for sure will. In another comment, I'm going to say this. Don't be mad at your mother. She's a victim of this too. Unfortunately, your father, the piece of crap that he is, lied to cover his tracks. If she had heard from you before your father got to her, things would have been different. Your mother is going to need you just as you are going to need her. So take some time to cool down, then reach out to her. I think that's a great idea.
Great point. Yeah.
OP replied, that's what I thought she would do, but I was clearly wrong. She said things a mother should never say to their child. But again, she said it under false pretenses. Like yes, she should have heard. She should have heard your side, but I don't know if you can completely blame her.
Yeah. I again, he just was completely lying to her and misleading her. Like, what else would we expect? To be honest,
keep in mind that this is her husband, the father, and the future daughter-in-law, and not strangers that were telling her this. All she knew was her husband came home bruised and beaten with a visibly upset future daughter-in-law, so she believed what she was told. And another reply says, heck with this mother. She's obviously a moron. She stayed married to a piece of crap. She couldn't see what a crap he was. And then to turn on her own son without talking to him, she deserves hell. Again, I don't know if that's really
He could have just hid this the whole time. We've seen this 1,000 times.
Another reply is, if you read the first post, OP said, I have a close-knit family, as did she. So to me, it sounds like up until OP sent his mother the video, she had no reason to distrust her husband of however many years. I'm not saying she's right in the way she handled the situation, but as a parent, I can see why she reacted in the way she did when her husband and soon-to-be daughter-in-law came saying he hit his father because he tried to stop him from fighting/arguing with soon-to-be daughter-in-law. If OP had made one phone call to his mother before he went dark for a few days, his father wouldn't have had the opportunity to lie and control the narrative. And there is another update.
More. Oh,
There is another update.
Oh, boy.
John, can you read some of those comments while I get a little bit of energy gum?
Absolutely. So Death Rage says, we have no idea what the father said to the mother to hype her up. In anger, we all say things we regret. He should try to forgive his mother eventually if she leaves that man. Yeah, again, absolutely. Like, she didn't know. And also, like, to Death Rage's point, we don't know the exact specific words that were said either. So to me, I'm like, you know, he could have, that was what the mom like gave us the gist of, but maybe he said more that we didn't know. If we don't know how he positioned it. Harriet Spaghetti, statistically, it's way more likely her son is a wife DV person than that her husband that they both loved and trusted 2 minutes ago is creating grand spirit conspiracy. I guess basically saying like, yeah, it's like, you know, that the DV is the thing that happens very frequently. So it's, and also to be fair, I think like if I was OP's mom in that situation, again, these are two people, like one of the relevant comments, two people you know and trust, they come and they're like, yo, this happened. I don't think I would think to be like, oh, well, where's the proof? And even if I did, I don't know if I would ask them that off rip, you know? So I think it's totally fair that the mom was like, oh my gosh, I see that, you know, this happened.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of new information.
Yeah.
Really quickly.
Yes.
Death Rage. I personally try to forgive the mother, but I respect OP if they cannot. It's to each their own. I feel like mom would need help leaving the father in this moment, so I'd want to be there for my mom. I think I'm with you, dude. I think I'm with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow, what a difficult situation.
Truly
difficult. But we have another update. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry I haven't updated in a while. I wish I could say I'm doing great, but that would be a lie. Everything hits me in waves. I go from just being numb to boiling with rage. I haven't had a happy moment since I found out. Other than a few friends, I don't really have anyone in real life, especially since my family turned out to be crap. That's true. All right. Quite a few things happened since I posted last. It's been about a month, so this update will tell all that's been going on. After my last post, I decided to get the ball rolling on everything that needed to be done, like getting tested, finding a therapist, moving, and of course, buying a new bed. I started by calling my doctor's office, telling them I needed to get tested and to refer me to a therapist. I had my first appointment with a therapist 2 weeks ago, and we decided to continue once a week.
She's got her work cut out for her.
Oh, yeah, Jesus. I also got tested last week, but it'll be another week or so. So until I get the results, cross your fingers for me. I got in touch with a real estate agent, friend of mine, and he sent me a ton of listings, and I decided on a refurbished cabin on the outskirts of my city. I finished moving in 2 days ago.
Wow.
When I finished moving, I called Elle's parents. When they picked up, I told them I moved out, and Lauren still yet had to pick up her things, that the landlord will start showing the apartment in a few days. So someone better pick up her things before the landlord throws it out. That must have lit a fire under them, because the next day, my former landlord texted me thanking me for getting the apartment emptied out. No one knows where I live now other than the friend who set me up with this place, so I know Lauren or my parents won't be dropping by. The only thing that sucks about this place is I traded a 10-minute walk to work to a 45-minute drive. That's rough.
Yeah.
Dude.
I mean, the cabin on the outskirts does sound nice, which hopefully is like restorative.
Yeah,
for
maybe you
OP.
need to be away from the hustle and bustle of the city, like city center.
45 minutes, that's enough time for you to listen to an hour and a half podcast.
True.
Part 1, Part 2.
Half on the way there, half on the way back.
That's right.
You should listen to OK Storytime wherever you get your podcasts.
That's right.
My phone has been blowing up with texts and calls from Lauren, both my parents and some of my friends, but I have no interest in talking to anyone other than my therapist. At work, I've been a ghost. I go in, get my work done, and leave. On the rare occasion I have to talk to someone, I put on my fake smile and pretend everything is okay. My boss from my previous post has been trying to check in on me more, but I don't really tell her anything. Either I just tell her I appreciate it, but I'll be okay. Truth is, I don't know if I'll be okay. I get that time heals all and whatever, but I feel like that's only relevant when you're dealing with one issue, not when you lose who you thought were the 3 closest people in your life all at once.
That is so true.
Mom, dad, and fiance.
We got to call mom back, man. We've got to do that. You need to lean on
I
each
don't know.
other.
Yeah, I really don't think the mom cutoff made sense.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
really
no.
doesn't.
I'm not into that.
I think he's so just wrapped up in his own anger that I think OP does give kind of some angry vibes.
I would be
Angry
angry
person
too,
vibes.
man.
Yeah. But like even more than usual, you know what I mean? I feel like that's what's
Maybe.
something is fueling him to not want to contact his mother.
Maybe it's the fact that his dad slept with his fiance.
You might be right on that. You
I
might
don't
be
know.
right.
I think he's not in his right mind, but maybe the therapist will help him see that he should
True.
get back with his mom. I mean, like, contact. A huge part of me fell into eternal sleep, and there's no chance of resuscitating it. The meetings with my therapist are going well. I suppose I've never done therapy before, so I have no reference on what good therapy is. We do get along all right, and she really seems genuine in wanting to help. The first session was us getting to know each other and delving into what brings me to her. Nothing in depth, but me just telling her what happened in my own words. The second session, we went a bit deeper. She asked me about the relationship I had with my parents, and I told her up until now it was great. We talked often and always communicated well when something was wrong, and that I grew up in a great home, but that all means nothing now. She asked why I cut my mother out of my life, and I told her. She said things to me I wouldn't say to someone I despise, and then told her there's no way she can come back from that. I think you got to be more specific with your therapist. Like, what did your mom actually say?
Yeah, because I think it was something along the lines of how dare you come here when you've your father. And it's like, well,
Get over it.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, OP, come on.
No,
Dust
we're
off
kidding.
your
I mean,
shoulder.
like, yes, we understand that you are very upset, but I do think the anger is misplaced, and it's just going to make you feel worse.
Misplaced. Yes.
At the end of our last session, I gave her the link to my page on here so she can read more about how I feel and what's going on in my head. I feel like it's easier to type things out than to speak it out. So if you're reading this, hi, Doc. For now, I'm still miserable. I thought I'd be okay by now. Not necessarily happy, but okay. I know some of this is my own fault in not communicating to my friends, but when I think about responding to them, it just seems so exhausting. I know they'll want to get together or come to my new place, but I just don't have the energy to be around them. Until I do, I'll work, go to my appointments, and sit on my back deck, sipping on some bottom shelf whiskey and try to enjoy this beautiful view.
Mountain man.
I haven't hunted since high school, so maybe I'll take that up again now that I can hunt from my back porch. That's kind of cool.
Is this a non-sober Riley?
Thank you all for reading this far. There are some comments, and I believe another update. But yeah, what do you think? Do you think OP's gonna rekindle things with his mom?
I think he's getting there. I think he's probably going to go through this journey and this process with a therapist. First time talking to a therapist, and maybe realize, yeah, maybe not only was it like, okay, that was too much and maybe unfair to my mom, but also just, hey man, I need all the support I can get. I need someone who understands what I'm going through.
I don't know if there's that many people that have that experience.
Listen, hey,
support groups.
If anyone
8
out
billion
there
people in the world
is watching, let us know, because this actually might have been the first time we've even heard a story like this on our show, which is crazy. We've seen a lot of scenarios.
We've definitely had
something like this.
Parents sleeping with fiancé.
Yeah.
Or at least girlfriends.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
I do remember one of those.
I do have a crazy conspiracy theory though.
What?
There's one more update. Lauren?
Oh.
he gets a new brother.
Oh.
Oh, and then your brother?
Oh.
He's like, Dad,
You're
why does
so
my brother
right.
never talk to me?
Dude.
Well, Sonny, funny story is,
Oh. Yeah, Honeybee says he's going to be hunting his dad.
I mean, the way bro is moving, that sounds accurate.
But we got some more to the story. So, comments. Comment 1. I really want to know what OP's ex has to say. Better be worth the audacity she has. Also, I hope things get better for you, OP. And a reply, I agree. I'd love to hear their explanation before cutting them off forever. When did it start? How many times? Why? Etc. And OP says, wouldn't do any good. You couldn't trust they were telling you the truth anyways. True. Mom, though, Mom has a crap ton to answer for before she gets cut out. Like, why did she assume they were telling the whole story? What is she going to do now? She's got a rug sweep and pretend she didn't see it with her own eyes, her husband of decades banging her son's fiance?
Oof.
Or is she going to get a spine and toss them like the wolves, to the wolves like they deserve? It doesn't matter. Either way, as she's done something irrevocable to her own son and should cut her off permanently. Let her wallow in the self-pity as the years crawl by with no family to cling to because she's pathologically incapable of compartmentalizing her emotions. Again, I don't know, Reddit.
Just
like
grilling mom, man.
I don't really think mom deserves to be grilled.
Golly.
And there's another reply. Somehow I get the feeling that she'll suck it up and stay with that piece of crap to keep the peace and move on as a family, even though she verbally abused OP right in front of her house, without a thought of such peace that needed to be kept. And another comment said, I hope that your test results come back clear. I know you're going through a tough time, but eventually you are going to be where you need to be, and I wouldn't want you to try and reconnect with your friends and have them not respond. They will feel like you turned your back on them because they don't have the full story. Who knows what your ex is telling them? Let them know with the text or email what happened and that you need time alone right now to figure yourself out. If they are truly your friends, they will understand and wait for you to heal. I wish you the best. I think that's a good point.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, reach out to the friends, inform them to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess that maybe they'll be more open to you coming back when you go back.
Yeah, and maybe there are like a few friends that you're really close with that could have like a big role of support. Maybe then you tell, but don't tell. I feel like his intention was like, oh, let me put him on blast. That's where I think it kind of goes negative. But if it's a specific person trying to get support, well,
Yeah.
could be okay.
And Macy Baker says, I just joined, but isn't mom the victim in this too? Yeah, but I think what happened initially is she yelled at OP like pretty aggressively and said some unspeakable things, according to OP. And so for that reason, OP's like, I don't want to be around her. Anyway, OP replies, I know they all know what happened, and we hung out the night I told them. But when I got home, I thought it was exhausting, so I just don't answer my phone unless it's work, the bank, or my therapist. I know I should write them a message telling them I need space, but I still appreciate them, and that I'll probably do that after I get off here. And there is another update. 8 months later.
Just remember what I said.
8 months.
Just remember that.
I really hope not.
Just remember.
Hey, everyone. Sorry I've been MIA for a while. Now I'm writing this update to let all of you know I'm alive and give you the lowdown on what's been happening as of recent. First, I want to apologize to those who've worried about me the past few months. After my last post, I was nowhere near okay. So I pulled back from everything I secluded myself in order to heal and cope with what is now my life. I want to know every comment and message didn't fall on deaf ears. I took all of your positive feedback and advice and worked through my problems. So, to the people who've supported me through this, truly thank you. I can't stress it enough. When I was at the lowest I've ever been, it was the internet strangers that were there for me. So thank you all.
You're welcome.
In my last post, I was doing things like getting tested for those sneaky those spicy diseases, those dong diseases,
Dong diddlers.
those dong diddlers,
Sounds like something else.
and trying to restart my life. I'm happy to inform you that I am clean and could not be more relieved.
Thank God. That's a win.
I'm fully moved into my new place. When I told you all about my new place, I told you it was a refurbished cabin. Well, I might have been a little generous. It was refurbished almost 25 to 30 years ago, so it was a bit outdated. With all of my newfound free time, I decided to actually refurbish it, and all that's left to do is paint the guest room that I turned into an office. The only thing I didn't do myself was the electric and plumbing, because I have no clue how to do it and have zero interest in being shocked or putting my hand down a crap-covered pipe.
Oh.
Doing all the work has been incredibly stress-releasing and has helped me clear my head. I still see my therapist once a week. Good. And to all those who suggested it, you probably saved my life. So thank you. Being able to vent, get my frustrations out, and get the advice I need has been better than anything in my life, past or present. I'm still working at the same company. I've become more open with some of my coworkers that I'm closer with and my boss from my previous post due to advice from my therapist. Also, due to her and some of your advice, I've reached out to my friends and have slowly been reintegrating into the group again. Now, on to the update. With what's been going on between my family and my ex, I decided I was ready to have a talk with my mother.
Here we go. We're coming
That's a
full
win.
circle.
That's a win.
Full circle.
So a little over a month ago, I unblocked her on my phone and reached out. I called, and almost instantly, she picked up the phone. I could tell through the tone of her voice she was panicking. Eventually, after reassuring her it was me, I told her we should meet and talk. She agreed, and a day later, we met at a diner near her house. She was there before I was, and when she saw me, she started quietly sobbing. When I sat, she apologized over and over again, telling me she could only take their word because she never thought them getting together would ever happen. I told her, while I appreciate her apology, the things she said to me were so despicable and something no mother should ever say to their child. And it showed me exactly what she thought of me. She cried harder and promised me it's not true. That when she was told I hit my father for no reason, she was so angry. And when I showed up to the house, she just let her anger take over. Not wanting to go back and forth with her, I decided to move on. I said, speaking of that piece of crap, what have you decided to do with him? Chat, what's your guess? What's your guess? Did she stay with him or did she leave? Did she stay or did she go?
Please tell me. Please.
What's your guess? She told me they've been separated. She punted him out. Since the day after I sent her the video, and she immediately found a lawyer. Then we moved on to my ex. She said when I pulled away, she went back into the house and threw them both out. She was too disgusted to look at them. By the way, look at me. Look at me.
Don't be disgusted.
I want you to be very into this. I don't want you to be disgusted. I want you to be fully whole hog into the fact that we have a podcast called OK Storytime, and you could listen to episodes every day of your gosh darn life, every hour, every minute actually, for the next year, nonstop. So go listen to OK Storytime and search it wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere. Put it in your ears. Well, there's a little bit more to the story.
Oh, this story always scares me. I don't know what's coming next.
We talked for about an hour in total, and before I left, I told her I was in a dark point of my life, and because of the things she said to me, I didn't have my mother when I needed her, and because of that, I don't know if I could have her in my life. I then told her I'm willing to work on my relationship with her, but it will be at my pace. She stopped me before I could leave and told me that she has to tell me something important.
Hey,
goat.
We do this. We do this for a living.
She has to tell me something important. I sat back down and she told me, Lauren, is pregnant.
Dang.
But with whose baby? With
That is a
whose
good
baby?
question. You are asking.
Whose baby?
You are asking the right question, sir.
This
You're
is
asking
8
the right question.
months later, though.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
So
hey.
8 months later, Lauren apparently showed up to the house and told my mom. She said she doesn't know if it's mine or my father's. Lauren asked if I had been in touch so she could let me know. Obviously, she hasn't, so my mom just sent her on her way. Well, that's about it for the update. I have a lot on my mind and not sure what to do or feel. Oh, thank you for reading. Sorry for rambling on. And OP has some stuff in the comment section.
I need to know.
I need to know.
I need to know.
I need to know. To add, of course, I'll be getting a DNA test. There were also some comments asking me if the claim is actually real. Lauren came to my mother's house around 7 months pregnant. My mother is no rocket scientist, but I'm almost positive she can tell when someone is 7 months pregnant. Also, there's not much of an update for my dad because I don't know much, neither did my mom, so she had nothing to share. And there is a reply. 110% this and arrange it with a lawyer and do not contact her yourself. If the baby is yours, you can decide from there how to proceed. A betrayal like this is hard to recover from. Give yourself grace. Day by day, you're getting better. I don't know what your mom said, but she is very much in your shoes as well. Maybe in time you can forgive. And another comment, over the past months, I kept remembering your story and hoping that you were well. Thank you for updating us. I think it's good that you allowed your mom to tell her side of the story. Now you may have some clarity on her choices and why she acted that way. Keeping the boundaries was good. As for your ex's pregnancy, well, I don't think that's your problem to deal with. She made her choices and now she has to face the consequences. I really hope that things may keep on improving for you. And reply, we have a reply.
Oof.
Oh, not from OP though.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's going to be his problem if it is his and not his father's kid. Just because she's a cheat and a liar doesn't mean he can cleanly wipe his hands of the situation. I sincerely hope it's his father's kid so he can stay away from her and not have to be forced to have a relationship with her, even if it's just co-parenting. Would be a delicious irony to see his father have to pay alimony to OP's mother as well as paying child support to the ex-fiancé for the results of the affair. That is where the episode ends, or the story ends, and that's where the story ends. Riley, do we have an update?
No, they just completely are gone. They ghost.
Dang it.
I know.
I really hope it's not his kid.
My
that
cojones
would
is
suck.
freaking blue.
Yeah.
Because that, oh my gosh. Wow. We do have some positives. We have the reconnection with the mother. We have the therapy. We have, it sounds like, rehabbing this little old freaking cabin.
Question for you, John. In this situation, let's say it was his biological kid.
Yep.
And the fiance and the dad were willing to take on all responsibility for that kid. Would you relinquish responsibility?
If it was my
if it was your biological
kid.
kid. And what would you guys do in chat?
I feel like it's weird because I feel like I would just like instinctually want to fight for custody, whatever custody I could get, which maybe is a lot or all considering the circumstance. Yeah, if it's their baby, I kind of don't want. I don't know how much contact I would want, but I think I would fight for custody.
So you would fight for custody if it was your biological kid?
I think so.
What if it was split 50-50?
I mean, if that's what ends up like being the court case, like so be it. But I would probably.
But you would try to get primary custody.
I would try to get primary custody again, like we've seen in many stories where it's like the person gets primary custody, then they can decide what the split is, legally speaking, right? I think that's what I would try to go for.
Yeah. So can we put a poll? Fight for primary custody or sign away rights?
What we doing?
So primary or sign off. Let us know what you would do. We have some donos to read though.
Oh,
and some okay fortunes.
Hey yo.
And should we read those right now, Riles?
Yeah, go for it. Either way, he's gonna have 50% of his DNA, of the brother's DNA, of the kid's.
He's gonna be related no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what.
When you're related to the fair baby.
Josephine Madola Berquist, thanks for the 65 Swedish kroner. Can I get some time off work? My dad boinked my fiance in our bed. I got proof. Want to see? Creaking, pounding, and moaning sound plays on Opie's phone.
Unfortunately accurate.
Yeah, that's literally what happened.
Right.
Josephine, thank you for that amazing TLDR.
And then Josephine Dollar Burkos again. Thanks for the 65 Swedish kroners. Somehow, whenever I fall asleep to your streams, I fall asleep fast, stay asleep, and wake up feeling great. This is from someone who can't sleep on benzos. Guys, you heard it here first. Best way to sleep.
We help you sleep. Delina Doomcat, thanks for the $5. So this is awkward, but I tried to mention it in chat a few times, but it got missed. Background play for YouTube is off, so I can't turn my screen off and listen at work. Sorry, I have to donate to let you know. You guys are great, though. Taylor Whitner says, mine works. Caitlin Van Camp, it says you have to pay for YouTube Premium now. I've seen it seems to work on the members ones. Yeah, that's just a thing for members only. Background play is working. Okay.
Yeah, maybe it does work for if you have a membership. I don't know.
Taylor Whitmer, thanks for the $5. Love to listen to y'all when I'm getting ready or just simply for background noise, and absolutely love Sam. Oh, thanks. Oddly, as soon as I hear his voice, it makes me excited. I know it's cringe, but it's true. Taylor Whitmer, that brings warmth to my heart and blood to my loins. We appreciate you.
Whoa.